It is the 18th Wale Soyinka Award for Investigative Reporting on the 8th and 9th December 2023 at the Continental Hotel, Abuja. The event tagged Amplify In-Depth Media Conference was graced by notable journalists nationwide and outside. The conference also featured a large turnout of now university students of the Mass Communication Department in the eagerness of journalistic experience led by Dr. Jacob Suwemo, the head OD of the department. The conference features a lot of conversation on issues bothering journalism and media education in Nigeria.
And to present the keynote address is Mr. Dapo Oloriyomi, publisher, Premium Times, and founder, CEO of the Center for Journalism. It's not the question of what's going to work in this. The CEO of the Center for Journalism Innovation and Development, CID. Mr. Dapo Oloriyomi, that doesn't like to be called Mr.
So, journalism will bring us information. It is true. If you are doing journalism, will provide information for the community. It certainly can bring entertainment to the community. Like many other practices in the community, like doctors or medicine, teaching, the policeman, the cleaner, and so on, they can validly promise the possibility of good community. You know, we also say that journalism is an attempt to enable a good society. Yes, but we are not the only ones who can make that claim. The doctor can say, by making people healthy, we are also helping to enable a good society. However, something is unique to journalism that we bring to the table. And that unique factor is what is called accountability quotient. In the name of 19 groups that come together to bring us here today, accountability is the thing that helps to define them ultimately and make their claim to journalism a validity. Thank you so much.
A good one at that. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Kimberly Machuku. I work with Nigeria Info FM. I'll be moderating this panel. I know one of our panelists is joining us virtually, but I'm also excited that I have Mr. Nasiru Abubakar seated with me here, the Executive Director, Editor-in-Chief, Daily Trust. Together we're going to have a very animated conversation, and it's going to be, the keynote address is going to be the springboard at which we have our conversation this morning. We'll be looking at all right, thank you very much. Talking about finding new ways of sustaining the media. I know sometimes you look at some online papers and you say, okay, this is how we get our support to get this paper moving.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it. It's almost afternoon. Good morning once again, everyone. Super glad to be here today.
The conference features a lot of conversation on issues bothering journalism and media education in Nigeria, with participants from the media industry and stakeholders.
Each time they come to the mixed room, what they tell us is that they are interested in advertising or market. Most of them cannot even write stories. So we have departments of mass communication in many universities, polytechnics, headed by those who have never practiced journalism. We need to engage the NUC, Wale Soyinka Center can do that. We need to engage MBTE. Let's take a second look at the curriculum of these institutions. We are celebrating the two of you today as investigative journalists, editors. I don't see that happening in the next 10 years. Most of the graduates we have, out of 1,000, you can only get 10 that are really interested in reporting, in being journalists. So please, we should just hold this conference, Amplify Media Conference. Our recommendations should also go to regulatory bodies, LUC, LBT, and even our resolutions here we can pass to these institutions. Thank you so much.
You see, if Professor and dress is so large, they are generation after. So if he has not taught you, those of us who are professors, he has assessed you as a professor, he has assessed your papers for publication, he has sponsored you for a conference, so you will easily master it, so let it come out. A lot of issues have been raised here. The truth is that we're in business together. There is enough place to go around. When we send them on IT, we send them to you to give them those things you are not giving to them in the classroom. That's number one. Number two, the curriculum, thank God for Makato, that supported for supporting. We did the onboarding of the curriculum. We have a beautiful curriculum. And why the curriculum release or the continuum is not an event, it's not one-off. Because as trends change, we continue to revise the curriculum. But it's the delivery that is the issue. The question is, if we as students were having too many universities, but not quality universities, we are students people should go back to the class. We are back. We are back. We are in this together. So you are creating departments of mass communication without giving manpower audits of the people who are going to teach those courses. And so there are issues. So there is enough to go around. But together we can achieve. The young ones who want to do, maybe they see the glamour, you see what they've stolen our phone, you know what it is, the passion. So we also need you to come in from time to time to fire them, to encourage them. We encourage them. Even as it's happening to you in the industry, it's happening to us in academia. Prof, how many people do we have in the classroom? When they come, they say they don't want to come. They say they don't want to come, that the work is too much without good reward. So I think together we can achieve. Then on the issue raised by my brother on the book, you're on point, but I can tell you that there's something in the works by WSCIG. So perhaps this will fire Motunrayo and the entire team, to run fast with it, because they have enough that can help and that should help. And perhaps when they listen to stories, that's why they are here. They listen to this type of story. And they are telling us that they will be more encouraged to do the needful. So let me go to Professor Patrick.
And let me thank our keynote speaker. He raised some very important issues related to training. Unfortunately, nobody from the training field was invited to the table today, so nobody will answer any question or address any of the issues that he raised. But one, let me address your fears. We have abandoned the study of communication in this country. And it took us time with a lot of efforts. Although most of the senior people here participated in the process.
From 2014, sir.
UNESCO sent the head of curriculum from Paris to come and join us in the process of review. The curriculum that Madam was referring to, I was part of it at the headquarters. The IPDC she's talking about, the International Program for Development Communication. I'm a beneficiary. I got assistance to develop my degree program. And then MacArthur supported us to go through the appointment process. In the past, we had BSc Mass Comm, but now we have 9 programs and faculties of communication. And what are the programs? We have BSc Journalism, BSc Broadcasting, BSc Advertising, BSc Public Relations, BSc Development Communication, BSc Film and Multimedia, BSc Strategic Communication, BSc Mass Communication still for the laggards who may waste some time before they eventually, and one more BSc in economic Information and Media Studies. Information and Media Studies deals with issues related to digital communication, all the social media relevance. Strategic communication, of course, you should know what it means. But BSc Journalism has courses on investigative and data-driven journalism. It's not just about investigating, but including data-driven journalism. And the universities have now been directed to start implementing. From this session, any student going into any Nigerian university is going to use this new curriculum that we developed. I chaired the process from beginning to end. So I assure you that the new generation of journalists who are going to train will have some of these skills. But it's not enough. It's not enough to just have the skills in the universities. We also need to understand the industry itself. Today, the Nigerian media is confronted with 6 or 4 major problems. Issue of funding, issue of technology, issue of content, issue of credibility, issue of safety and freedom. No matter how beautiful we can train our students, they won't find the industry attractive so long as these problems exist in them. Well, how much do you pay a reporter? Now, the two of them were talking about their experiences. What struck me was the issue of their safety. This lady would have been dead by now, and what would have been the compensation when she was robbed? We are lucky she's still alive. So it's not just engaging in investigative and data-driven journalism. Investigative journalism is expensive, is risky, and is resource and time consuming. How many of our media organizations are willing to invest into some of these things, if not for the passion of those that are in it? And if a robber decides to kill you, or some drug baron decides to kill you because you are investigating into what they are doing, or the government itself decides to take some punitive action on you, or they decide to punish your media organization, you are going to be the first sacrificial lamb. The boss will sacrifice you for his media organization to continue surviving, especially if he's a politician. So the discussion is extensive, but I assure you, the universities are doing a lot, and very soon the books and other things will start coming. But we also need to change the orientation of our colleagues who are teaching in the universities.
And to mention is the excellent input of Dr. Jacob in encouraging the re-education of individuals in the media sphere to promote and protect the discipline.
That's the angle that needs to thoroughly be strengthened. Like earlier emphasized by some of the professors in the house, the curriculum for the training of mass communication has been refocused to articulate some of these conventional concerns that we're talking about here today. Issues of news literacy, digital journalism, podcasting, digital storytelling. Now, we're talking the issue of ownership structure and independence. And I'm asking questions like, independence from what? Independence from who? How do we streamline this ownership influence in a manner that emphasizes reverence for professionalism? Independence from what? Regulation or from censorship? And regulation. I think we should begin to push regulation in the direction of licensing practitioners. Because you observe that the borders of journalism are so porous that anybody from anywhere jumps into the profession, sometimes from frustrations in the labor market, ends up into the profession and allegedly referring to themselves as journalists. Causes a lot of problems. As we discuss and we manage to provide some solutions to the problems that are thrown at you here, I see the difficulty trying to respond to some of the issues because we have a fundamental problem, and that is the problem of training. There are some people, the people who are in the field currently cause a lot of problems, must be encouraged to go back to school and get some training. You may have gotten a degree in any other field as a case may be. Then you can come for a postgraduate diploma or a quick course so that you can get a grounding in journalism and begin to practice consistent with professional expectations. So I feel that is a fundamental area that is a gap, and we should strengthen it and emphasize it properly. Thank you very much.
There's no money in journalism. I don't think that's correct. From my own experience, money should not be the motivation. Money should not be the motivation, but there's money in journalism. Anybody who tells you there's no money in journalism is not correct. There is money. Money is not the motivation, but there's money. What you need to do to make the money, just be good at what you do. Try to stand out. If you stand out, the money will come. You'll go far. Please.
Thank you so much.